Final Fantasy VII Remake. And here we go, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in right here at the beginning of the show. We ready? Let's do it. The game's not out yet, fuckers. You can't stream it.
Alright, YouTube, so we're here to talk about some Remake, and more specifically, we're talking again about the game coming out early in Australia. Just kind of wanted to give updates to this stuff. Kind of talk about, like, for one, some streamers and stuff being banned. But before we hop into it, obviously everybody knows that the game is a big download. It's like over 100 gigabytes, and there was actually an interview that Naoki Yamaguchi did with US Gamer where he kind of explains why that is, and pretty much it's because they made unique assets for every location. Hamaguchi says, rather than thinking about repurposing standard assets for individual locations, like the slums or the Shinra building, we decided to build each location using unique assets to achieve the quality desired for Final Fantasy VII Remake. He also goes on to say, as such, we designed assets like the backgrounds, background music, and characters per location, which allowed for unique gameplay experience in each area, even from a game design perspective. And oddly enough, that's like the end of the interview. It's only like 2 quotes we got from Hamaguchi, but this is promising, man. I like knowing that I'm not going to be seeing the same shit in each and every, like, location. Like, in the slums, you expect to probably see maybe the same sort of building types if you went from, like, Sector 5 to 6 to Sector 7 slums. But it seems like that's not going to be the case. They built unique assets for every area. You're not going to see the same furniture or even the same kind of character models in each area. That's good. Anyways, on to the topic of the video, Australia getting the game sold to them early. So for starters, in yesterday's video, the second upload I had a few people comment saying that, well, part of the reason why we're getting the game early is because April 10th is a holiday in Australia. April 10th, 2020 is Good Friday. This is a world holiday. It is a religious holiday. It's a Christian holiday. So many places around the world celebrate Good Friday. Again, this is a world holiday. There's no way that that's the reason. They're not selling you the copies of the game because stores might be closed on Good Friday in Australia. That has nothing to do with it. Because that's the same case for a lot of places around the world. If that was the case, we'd all be playing the game right now. It's the same case in the UK, man. We've talked about this before. April 10th is a bank holiday over there. Businesses and stores are going to be closed. Do people have copies of the game in the UK? Possibly. I'm not entirely sure. But I haven't heard anything about it just being on store shelves and stores just selling it in UK. So I don't believe Good Friday has anything to do with why the game is being sold so early in Australia. Now, why is it being sold there so early? I have no idea. I don't think we have any confirmation of whether or not Square Enix gave them the go-ahead or these stores just started selling it. And this is something that wasn't even going to be a part of the video. I just now thought about this, but why exactly did Australia and Europe get copies so early when, like, say, the United States, for example, has far more infections? So this is from a live update counter website. Currently, Australia has 5,000 cases and 23 deaths. Whereas currently, the United States is literally leading the world in infections. We have 215,000 cases and 5,100 deaths. We have the exact same amount of deaths as Australia has cases altogether. America's leading the world in infections. We have like a fifth of the world's infections. Why wouldn't we get the game early? Aren't we like at further risk of like our country being shut down? I don't know, man, just thought that was kind of strange. It feels like something's not adding up here. Anyways, on to the other main part of the video, streamers being banned for streaming Final Fantasy VII Remake. We're going to use just a couple of examples. Obviously, there's probably a lot of people out there that have been banned for this, so we're not going to go through every single person. The main example we're going to use here is excessive profanity. They tweeted out earlier this morning that says, looks like I just got auto-DMCA'd by Square Enix. Apparently they're allowed to tell retailers to sell it. I'm allowed to go to a store and buy it. And without any official communication, they're allowed to have my Twitch channel suspended for streaming it. Nice, dudes. And almost exactly a full 24 hours before he tweeted that, Square Enix posted this, which links to the material usage license, or the terms of service, that tells you not to post anything before April 10th. But all of that is irrelevant anyway. You don't need to be told that you can't post a game before its actual release date. Even if you could buy the game now, you had to have known that the game was coming out on April 10th. All these streamers know the release date of Final Fantasy VII Remake, otherwise they wouldn't be streaming it. If you're like any sort of competent streamer or YouTuber, you know this. You know that you cannot post gameplay before the release date of a game. Otherwise, it qualifies as a leak, and obviously leaks will get your channel taken down. Like, I'm honestly not even sure why these streamers are all playing the victim card. Like, they didn't know exactly what the fuck they were doing. We had somebody link him to the TOS, and this guy replied and said, just don't watch the stream, lol. And that has nothing to do with it. They're not taking down channels because of spoilers. It's because you're showing the game early. Like, this is standard boilerplate shit for any game. You cannot post a game before it's actually coming out. How stupid are these people? With this guy replied to him that said, it was specified. The official launch date is April 10th. It's April 1st. What were you expecting? Which I thought was pretty funny. With this guy replied to another TOS link and said, not really relevant when it wasn't updated until after he started, but whatever, it's in place now. With this guy, they replied to another tweet and said, "That's the thing, he never signed an NDA or made an agreement to get it early. He merely walked into his local game store and bought it like anyone else in his country could. So either all of Twitch is in copyright violation or none of it is. Can't eat your cake and sell it too." I just cannot grasp why these people are acting like this is something unprecedented, something that's never happened before. For example, a hot upcoming game is The Last of Us 2. That's coming out relatively soon, right? Next month, if I'm not mistaken. If you had a copy of The Last of Us 2 right now at your house, do you think you could just hop on Twitch and stream it? Is that really what you think? Like, you can't tell me you people are that stupid, right? Last thing I want to look at is this screenshot right here from one of my followers on Twitter, a conversation they had with somebody that got banned, and they said, "Serves you right if you were streaming it." And he replied, the streamer, and said, "Legally own it, so get fucked. It's up to the viewers and what they want to see." And I guess that's some people's misconceptions with this situation, is they think that just because you bought a copy of the game that you can do whatever you want with it, and that's not even remotely the case. Video game companies are absolutely allowed to tell you what you can and cannot do with their games. For example, there's a Nintendo partner program. I don't even know if this is still a thing anymore, but you just have to sign up for it to be able to make money off of your videos regarding Nintendo games. And then back in 2017, they implemented a rule where you just could not even live stream Nintendo games. Now again, I don't know if the program and this rule are still even in effect, but they used to be. The point is, companies are absolutely allowed to tell you what you can and cannot do with their product, with their game. Sure, you own your copy, you own that physical or digital copy of the game, but they can still tell you what you can and cannot do. If Square Enix wants to, they can say, you know what, nobody's allowed to stream Final Fantasy VII Remake, and you'd have to listen to that. Otherwise, you're going to get your channel banned. I don't have an ounce of sympathy for these people that are having their channels taken down. There maybe is a small fraction of them that really did not know and were just kind of oblivious to it, but a majority of them knew exactly what they're doing. They were streaming the game before its actual release date. They were hoping to gain some subscribers, gain some followers on Twitch for this. They knew exactly what they're doing, trust me. Anyways, but dudes, that's pretty much the video. I just thought it was kind of a funny situation. There's probably a ton more streamers out there that have been getting banned, and probably even right now as I'm making this video, and obviously it's well-deserved. It was something that we're pretty worried about, and obviously there's still going to be spoilers out there. Square Enix can't stop it all, but it seems like they're pretty on top of shutting down these Twitch streams. Anyways, dudes, that is the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new and want to get more Final Fantasy VII Remake content. Turn on notifications. Follow me on Twitter at @dashingdavid, at my Discord. Links to my social networks are in the description and in the outro. Later, guys.
Give me a smile, give me forever for a while, give me forever.